All right, we are live. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. We are broadcasting live on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. So if you're tuning in live right now, please say hi and tell us where you're watching from. Would love to get your engagement on our live topic for today. So, to those of you who are new on our page, my name is Coach Jel of Jel and Christian, your go to coach in starting a digital business. I help working parents and professionals start their own online business so that they can provide more and be present more for their families. I know most of our viewers here are Filipinos. Magandang umaga, magandang gabi po, and Pacific Islanders. Hello, Halo Olgeta, Bulabinaka, Talofalava, Maluelele, everyone. Thank you so much for always supporting our page. And let me just see if this is live on our page before we start. Um, I think it is. It should be. So it's around 7:29 p.m. here in Papua New Guinea, where we are based. And I can see it on my page. Oh, yeah, there you go. Thank you so much. Right. And today is another episode of Books for the Biz. This is my personal favorite. um, Welcome back to our Books for the Biz. So, if you're new, this is a live segment where I share books that really shaped how I built our online business. These are not just books that I read for the sake of reading, but books that actually changed how I think, how I lead, and how I show up in the business. And before I talk about today's book, I just wanted to share something that one of the things that I'm very grateful for in this business is really the time freedom that it has given me and our family. Before, when I was working in a traditional job, my schedule was very full. It was work, responsibilities, and there wasn't really much time to slow down and do things to feed your mind. But when we started this online business, one of the biggest gifts for me was really the flexibility. And because of that flexibility, I rediscovered something that I really love, which is reading. Reading allows you to feed your mind, to learn from people who have already gone ahead of you, and to see business and life on a different perspective, I'd say. So this business also gave me the discipline to read more regularly, because when you are building something like this business, something for yourself and your family, you realize that you also have to grow as a person, right? And so that's why I created this Books for the Biz live segment, because sometimes the right book at the right time can really shift the way you think. And I've been sharing a lot of the learnings as well to some of my friends from the business, other business owners as well. And I've been getting, like, we were sharing what are the great books to read. And I just love it. So why not do a live segment for that, where we could share it to a lot of people. And then maybe if you have some books that you would recommend as well, let me know. I'd love to check it out as well, right? And the book that I wanted to share today is this one. Oh, can you see it? So, The Diary of a CEO by Steven Bartlett, right? Kasi siya ay British. So, I found this book last year. That was November 2025 when we were traveling. So we were coming home from our New Zealand event where I was one of the speakers. And then we had a stopover in Brisbane airport. So from Brisbane, we are flying back to Papua New Guinea. So that's always our way back. So while we were waiting at the airport, I walked into one of the stores there and I saw this book on display. Right. Actually, I love that store because that's where I also got another book that I'm reading right now, this one. Um, yeah, so with this book, the title, as the title, this immediately caught my attention, The Diary of a CEO. And at that time, I actually didn't know about the author, Stephen Bartlett, right? I didn't know that he had a podcast and that he's like famous in social media. Where am I in social media? I don't know him. But the title of the book really made me curious, right? So I felt like you were getting a peek into the real thoughts of someone building a business, the CEO. So I bought the book right there, and right there at the airport. And then while waiting for our flight, I started reading it, and I was really hooked with the first part of the book until the end. So I finished the book, I think, in less than a week, if I'm not mistaken, right? Because when something really resonates with you, you naturally make time for it. So I didn't know I'm able to finish this in a week, but I just love the book. I just love every bit of the book, and the author as well. The way he laid down and wrote everything in here, it's very straightforward, right? And there are a lot of lessons. Let's go to that. A lot of lessons that this book in this book, I mean. But today I'll just share a few that really impacted me as an entrepreneur. Again, there's a lot. There are things that I could use not only in business but also uh, in my personal life. But again, let's talk about business right now. So we'll share with you what we have learned from this. Okay. Yeah, so one of the strongest messages in this book is that your mindset is your biggest asset in business. And you know that, in this business, that's one of the that the mindset is always number one thing that we have to understand and we have to practice in our business. And you would hear me always mentioning about having a positive mindset or mindset in our business. So this book has also been talking about mindset as the biggest asset in business, and I really agree with that, because building a business is not just about the strategy that you do. It's really an everyday mental challenge. There will be days when things would go well. We're happy with that. There will be days when it feels difficult to move forward. So protecting your mindset, it's very important. So for me personally, maintaining a positive mindset is something that I worked on every single day, right? It doesn't just happen automatically. There are rituals that really help me grounded. A lot of things like if I'm not able to do all these rituals or routine, I might just forget about the mindset or having a positive mindset. So I always practice gratitude every day. I read books, I watch or listen to inspiring speakers. I try to start my day with the right thoughts, right? Which is very important, because when your mind is strong, you are able to keep going even when challenges come. So that's what I need to practice every day, to have that strong mind. And in this business, challenges will always be there, right? So it's very important that you always maintain that positive mindset in you, right? So you can withstand all challenges and difficulties that you might have experienced in life and in business as well. Another powerful lesson in this book is that consistency beats talent. Sometimes people think that success is about being naturally gifted or extremely talented, right? But from my experience in this business, success is really about showing up consistently. And one thing that really helped me with consistency is building simple habits. I always share this to a lot of people, even on my speaking engagements, really building simple habits. Not the complicated ones, not the difficult one, just small things, simple one that that you can realistically do every day. And yeah, and it has to be easy because it has to be sustainable, right? When something becomes part of your daily routine, it eventually becomes part of your system. And when it becomes part of your system, you don't rely on motivation anymore. You just do it. You become mechanical, right? With those habits, whether you feel motivated or not, whether you feel excited or not, You still do it because it's part of who you are, right? Your habits become part of who you are. And that kind of consistency builds real progress over time, especially in this business, right? So, other important lesson um, about the people you surround yourself with. Another favorite, like, this is something that I really believed in, that the people around you influence how you think, how you act, and what you believe is possible, right? So I'm very intentional about the environment I put myself in. If someone constantly brings negativity or makes things feel heavy, I try to limit that interaction, not because I don't respect them, but because I need to protect my mindset, because I wanted to grow. I wanted to move forward. I wanted more, right? I wanted to be successful, right? And on the other hand, when you surround yourself with people who are positive, who are building something, who are striving for growth, the energy affects you, right? And that's very true. Energy is contagious, right? So you start thinking bigger, and you start setting up bigger goals for yourself, because you're more confident that you're able to achieve this because the people around you did, right? You start believing that bigger things are possible for you too. And that kind of environment helps you grow much faster, right? In whatever you do in life or in business. Okay. And other lessons that stood out for me in this book is self awareness, right? I love it. Because as entrepreneurs, especially if we start to lead a team, if we start leading people, it becomes very important to understand ourselves, right? Because leadership is not just about strategy. It's about managing people. It's about managing solutions. It's something about sometimes it's about managing emotions, right? And we are human, right? We all have feelings, but when we are leading others, you have to learn how to manage those emotions so you don't negatively affect the people you are guiding, right? And that requires self-awareness. Oh yeah, and that also is one of the lessons that I'm getting from this book. I'm not finished yet, but that's one of the things that I'm learning from that book as well. To really understand your reaction, understand your strength and your weaknesses as well, and constantly working on improving yourself as a leader, right? That's very important because we always want to make sure that we are improving every single day, right? And another thing that Steven Bartlett talks about is the power of your story, right? Which is very common in our business because people connect with stories more than the information, right? And that is something that I see in this business as well. Because when we share our journey honestly, the struggles, the lessons, the growth that we had, people connect with that because they see the real you, right? And they see that you started somewhere to somewhere. Like I would always say, we started with limited resources. We were not confident about this business. We have a lot of fears. We have a lot of challenges as well. But we keep on going. And here we are now after 5 years of running the business. We've been expanding our business to different countries. We've been helping more people around the world to start their own online business too. And it has really improved our lives, right? So much better, from time freedom, financial, to traveling, being together as a family. There's really a lot of things, right? And that really inspires these people. Your story inspires people. And that's what I love about this business. Our story can inspire someone else to believe that if we can do it, they can also do it, right? Those are some of the lessons that I learned from the diary. I put it here, the Diary of a CEO by Steven Bartlett. And this book reminded me that business is not just about strategy. It's about mindset. It's about consistency. It's about the environment that you have and self-awareness and the courage to share your story. And I'm very grateful that through this business, I now have the time and the discipline to keep learning and keep growing, right? Because when you grow as a person, your business grows with you. And yeah, and that is really true. So I always make sure that I have something that I do to improve myself and to improve my capability as a mentor and coach in this business so that I can help more people and I can guide more of our business partners in this journey, right? So that's it for today. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Sorry, I forgot to flash the comments. Henedina, thank you, sis, for watching in Spain. Hello, hello there in Spain. Let me know what time is it there. Thank you so much. Right. So again, this is it for today's books for the biz. And I hope this episode gave you something to reflect on. Right. And I hope you learned something from this book that you can apply to your life and business as well, just like what I'm doing. So thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. I'll see you again on the next episode of Books for the Biz. Bye for now. God bless everyone. Thank you so much.